NYSSBA News is supported by the New York School's Insurance Reciprocal. This year, we were back in the high-paced style of New York City for the 99th Convention and Expo. Convention kicked off with discussions on school safety and board member decorum. At the annual pre-convention school law seminar, legal experts discussed a wide range of hot topics, including school safety, political discourse in public schools, sexual harassment of staff, and updates to existing laws.
Now we take terrorist threats very, very seriously. Students need to know that this is not a joke. Students need to be able to come forward and say, I've heard something, I know something. As you heard during the conference, studies show that in almost every case, somebody at the end of the day says, gee, I wish I would have said something.
The pre-convention communications workshop featured Dr. Janet Robinson, the former superintendent of the Newtown Public School District during the 2012 Sandy Hook school shooting, along with a group of social media experts. They gave advice on how school leaders can best communicate under pressure.
I made mistakes because I couldn't anticipate all the things that were going to happen. Let alone the incident itself. And I look back and there's so many things I could have done better. And if I share those with people, if they start to plan and think about those, hopefully they never need to use all the things that we talked about. But I would like to play this forward a little bit and have people not make some of the same mistakes I made.
Thursday evening, NYSSBA presented a series of special awards. John Rieger, president of the Washington-Saratoga-Warren Hamilton-Essex BOCES, received the Dyer Award for Distinguished School Board Service. Dick Young, retired superintendent of the Mount Markham School District and the Alexander School District, took home the President's Award. John Quinones, host of the ABC News hidden camera program What Would You Do, and a vigorous advocate for public education, capped off the evening with the convention keynote address. This year's educational lineup covered hard-hitting topics that have dominated the news, from bullying to student suicide, school safety, student mental health, opioid abuse, and more.
When you start thinking about the breadth of the issues that were offered here, 100 of different breakout sessions on a ton of different topics, it just tells you that school board members are involved in some really complex, complicated issues where they have to make some tough decisions. Decisions that are going to have big consequences for people's lives and their pocketbook.
The ever-popular Conversation with the Commissioner session provided attendees an opportunity to ask New York State Education Commissioner Mary Ellen Elia their most pressing questions. The Education Expo was brimming with new ideas and new solutions that board members can take back to their district. The convention wrapped up on Saturday with the annual business meeting and a tuneful twist on the mock board meeting presentation entitled School Board Meeting, the Musical.
So let's meet the board of any town CSD.
We'll see you next year for the 100th convention in Rochester. Reporting for NYSSBA News, I'm Casey Nicholson.